Ayo! And what's up, gang? Thank you once again for joining us here on the channel today. Monday Night Raw was tonight from Nashville, Tennessee. And, a bunch of shit happened, and most of it not so great. But mostly, what we are here to talk about is Kurt Angle's surprising secret revealed to the world, and we are here to talk about that right here and right now on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Do it!
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the channel today. This is the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, right here on Sledgehammer TV, only available on YouTube.com. I am your host, as always, Nick Nightmare, brought to you in crystal clear audio quality by the reigning, defending World Heavyweight Champion of Audio Microphones, Blue the Snowball. Tried and true here with us each and every week. The official mascot of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. And tonight, I'm not even really sure what to think. And my brain has almost kind of been frozen since this moment has occurred on SmackDown. I'm sorry, on Raw. See what I mean? My brain is just really, all over the place right now because this news has implications for SmackDown as well as huge implications for all parties involved, and we are going to get right down to it. The Kurt Angle announcement tonight, the revelation that Kurt Angle has an illegitimate son, and it would be revealed to be Jason Jordan of American Alpha. Supposedly, or formerly I should say, of the SmackDown roster. And I want to just go off for a second and say I was very surprised because I took to great lengths to not be spoiled. As this news apparently had leaked over the weekend. It was all over everybody's news and rumors, and I didn't have it here on this channel because I was making an active effort to not spoil this moment, and I'm foolish for doing so. And my main reason for doing that even is because I just expected something so much greater than this. Not that there's anything wrong with Jason Jordan. This can be great for the kid, and we're going to get to that. But I just, 2 nights in a row, I've sat down on my couch to watch something that I enjoy greatly and have been left feeling the exact same way. It's neither a good nor a bad reaction. Last night was Game of Thrones, in case you don't know what I'm referencing, and I talked about it a little bit on the channel this weekend. We're not really going to do a review. We're not going to talk about it much right now. But, I was so excited for the season premiere. And I sat down, and I sat there for an hour and 2 minutes. And by the end of the show, I was just like, okay, so, that was, okay, so what next? It just, I didn't feel fulfilled by episode 1. And that's because my expectations were raised too high. Now, the same is being said for tonight. I sat down for Monday Night Raw for the first time, genuinely excited in a long time to see what the hell they were going to do tonight and who this mystery person was going to be, only by the end of the night to be left with, so what? Okay, weird. Just a real sense of weirdness came over me. I don't know if that was the same with you guys. Please feel free to let me know in the comments below if you agree with me. It's not bad. I don't want to say it's bad. I think it has the potential to be great. It has so much to give to Jason Jordan. And Kurt Angle, I just don't understand the need for his involvement. And I can't shit on it too much, and I shouldn't poo-poo it, because one of the main things that we stress on this channel when it pertains to our wrestling is the development of storylines and characters. And this is both of those things. They are trying to develop deeper the character of Jason Jordan, and they're doing it by giving us this storyline as he is the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle. The things that can happen coming from this are huge. Like, imagine now, I'm jumping the gun because this is just beginning, but this is where my brain goes, and I'm going to here to share it with you guys. This sets up Jason Jordan for an incredible heel run. If somewhere down the line he turns around and reveals this whole story to be false, and that he lured Kurt Angle to believe that all of this that we found out tonight was true, only for it to end up being false, and that he used it for his advantage to further his career. That would be an epic twist to this that could be the plan somewhere down the line when they want to turn Jason Jordan heel, if they want to turn him heel. Not that that's something that should happen right away. It's just where my brain goes, something that I could see coming out of this, which would be fantastic. As a talent, Jason Jordan, when you watch him in the ring, it is almost like watching Kurt Angle, and I think that's where they got this idea. If you watch him wrestle, his in-ring style is very similar to Kurt. But in breaking up American Alpha by doing this, I beg the question, why not go with Gable? And no jerk-offs, this has nothing to do with skin colors or racial, or any racial tones of anything. It's simply a matter of, and I'm not putting up pictures in this because I want to get this up and out there quickly. Chad Gable, Jason Jordan's tag team partner, looks infinitely more, resembles Kurt Angle more. Not just because he is also white, but because facially, if you look at them, they look like they could be brothers or father and son. It's not that far of a stretch to believe that, as much as it is for Jason Jordan. And again, not just because he's an African American, because his features, although are somewhat similar, are not as similar as Chad Gable's. Factor in also their amateur careers, both of them decorated amateur athletes. But Chad Gable has been to the Olympics in 2012. He did not make it nearly as far as Kurt Angle, as he was eliminated after the qualifying rounds. But therein gives you something else to tie the two together. The only other Olympic athlete on the roster ends up being the son of Kurt Angle. That right there is already better. It's already better. Not, again, I want to keep stressing, not that the Jason Jordan thing is bad. I just don't understand it. And I built myself up to believing that we were going to get some kind of love interest, because they bait and hooked us. You know, they gave us the old with the I love you at the end of the phone call last week, which sent everybody into a tizzy, including myself. And my immediate thought was, oh my God, they're going to give him a storyline with Stephanie. You all heard the show from last week. If not, go back and watch it. If you don't believe me, I said these words. I automatically assumed this was going to be a romantic angle, and this was going to, no pun intended, end up being with Stephanie McMahon. But the best thing that could have happened, being especially that they were in Nashville, Tennessee, is if Dixie Carter ended up in the mix somehow, and that maybe they snuck a little contract with her under the radar of all of us here on the internet and the dirt sheets, and they got one by us. That would have shook the wrestling world to its knees. That's the type of announcement I was expecting, and in retrospect, I got Jason Jordan, so it doesn't feel like a huge payoff. I also tuned in to the little interview after Raw, which is another reason why this episode is coming up a little bit later on a Monday night than usual. But there was nothing to it. if you didn't see it, you don't have to go back and watch it. It was pretty much Jason Jordan just, oh, shucks, this has been such a crazy week. It's been such crazy. Imagine Kurt Angle's your dad. It's just crazy. Everything he says is just, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And then Kurt Angle cuts the interview short because he wants to get to know his new son, and we can do more interviews in the future. This is the first night they've ever met. Apparently they've been talking and communicating, but they've never met until this night. Kudos to Kurt Angle because the man is a fantastic actor. He almost was dropping tears in the middle of the ring. You've seen genuine emotion, and it had a lot of people automatically thinking, is this maybe real? And no, everybody, it's couldn't be further from reality. Kurt Angle would have been 20 years old when Jason Jordan was born. That's not a stretch by any means, but it's just not true. It's not true. The numbers all make sense. You know, there's no holes in the plot line or anything like that. It's just kind of nonsense. But let's forgive the nonsensicalness of it, and let's try to enjoy it for the wrestling angle, not Kurt Angle, but the wrestling storyline that it's going to end up evolving into. Hopefully, it's going to be better than I hope everybody's expecting. I actually don't even really know how to gauge it. Like I said at the beginning, I don't know what my end result opinion of this is because I need to see more. I need to know more. And I don't have any faith in the creative team to flesh this story out in an entertaining fashion that makes sense. I think they're going to probably go more soap opera with it. And it's wrestling, and wrestling's a soap opera. I hear it all the time. And yeah, fine, but it has to feel right. And it already just feels kind of weird. And you could tell in the crowd just was dead. They could care less about what was happening. Everybody in the crowd looked about as confused as I was. I was not upset by it. I was just like, okay, here we go. Something new. I don't get it. I'm not sure if I like it. We're just going to have to see where it goes. Not as groundbreaking as I expected. So, somewhat disappointed in it. Just like Game of Thrones. The rest of Monday Night Raw, if we want to talk about it, because there's really not much to talk about, it's all the same fucking review every week. Enzo comes out, he says something great on the mic. We had a somewhat intriguing one-on-one with The Big Show and Cass. I just want this to get over with quickly and move Cass on to some real opponents. This might be The Big Show's last big rivalry. I mean, Show looked pretty good. It wasn't bad. It's just not interesting. I would have much rather have seen Enzo try to stand up for himself and put the boots to the big guy and see what would have happened. And then maybe you could have had The Big Show come out and make a save again and prolong the storyline that way. But we didn't do that here. We had Enzo very entertainingly insert himself into the crowd, pull some kid with the Enzo wig to sit on his lap, and then he let him go. Didn't end up watching the whole match with the kid, but that's fine. Who cares about stupid shit like that? Why do I even bring that shit up? It's stupid. But anyway, it happened. That's what happens, what I saw. So I'm reporting what I saw. And at the end, what did we get? We got nothing. Nothing. Nothing moved forward. No progression. It's just we're still where we were last week with Enzo and Cass and The Big Show. Alexa and Naya's friendship, or faction or group, whatever you want to call it, seems to be coming together as I have been rallying for each and every week. I want this to become a thing because they are truly best friends and they really have a lot of fun, and you can see that if you follow them on Twitter. They are constantly together. They are always goofing around. They have chemistry with each other. If you allow them some freedom and let them gel and grow into something greater, you're going to have an awesome duo. Maybe the top duo that you will have ever seen in the female division of all time. Better than Lay Cool, better than the Beautiful People. They have the potential to be the greatest female heel team ever to set foot in a wrestling arena, ring, school, whatever. They will be fantastic. And this is just the seeds being planted, and I hope to see it allowed to be blossomed. On the other hand, we had the champion get pinned. Again tonight, Alexa Bliss going one-on-one with Bayley, which would prompt Nia Jax to come out and be in the corner of Alexa Bliss. After trying to get involved, Sasha Banks would come out and cause chaos, all kinds of shenanigans take place outside the ring, and Bayley gets a surprise belly to belly on Alexa Bliss and pins the champ to the mat once again. And she made no bones about telling her, twice I got you. You're trying to build Bayley back up at the expense of the best women's champion you've had on the roster in years? Are you kidding me? Not that I'm anti-Bayley. Some of you guys might be. I am not. But the way they have booked Bayley does not give her the momentum to be beating the champion consecutively. Regardless what the reasons or interferences that are going on the outside. It just didn't make sense. I didn't like that. We had actually some interesting stuff going on in the Cruiserweight division. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I actually enjoyed the segment with Titus and the guys in the back. Titus Worldwide. I feel like Titus might be finding something in this manager type role, and that, he's real good with the catchphrases. Cruz is going to make news, or however the hell he says it, and he's going to feel the power of Tozawa. I'm not going to say he's great, because he's not. He just was not the typical boring shit and tripping over his own lips and his own words, just fumbling out of his like he likes to do when he's unsure of himself and he doesn't know what to say. This came out very well. I didn't mind it at all. However, as I'm telling you right now, I was starting to feel it and starting to enjoy it. They go and ruin it, because during the match, Titus O'Neil would tell the referee to stop the match because of Tozawa's arm. It just didn't make sense. I didn't like that part of it. I'm just going to give credit where credit's due. It was a very entertaining segment. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. I would like them to maybe pull in some more people. It would be a great way to showcase some more talent. You know how I feel about the factions and the groups. It's definitely the best way to go to establish new talent. But we'll have to see where that goes. Not that I'm rooting for Titus Worldwide one way or the other. It's just, it was good. It was a good promo tonight, as opposed to the usual garbage he gives us. The rest of the show was trash. Really, really was. With the exception of the main event. And once again, this is not something we say very often, but the Roman and Joe in the ring tonight were killing it. They were doing a great job. And we've seen this match a couple of times already. And at the beginning of the match, I almost wasn't really paying attention because I was being my jaded self. And I was just like, oh, I've seen this already. But then, actually, I started to pay attention. And I started to see that these guys are really good together. They perform very, very well. And we were having a tremendous main event between these two guys to see who was going to go to SummerSlam to face the Beast Brock Lesnar. And what happens? The monster among men, Braun Strowman, would come out and wreck everything. Definitely inserting his name into the hat for the Universal Championship contention at SummerSlam. And all of the things that every single one of us has been proclaiming are starting to become true, as this Fatal 4-Way for SummerSlam is almost already booked. You might as well just take it to the bank. Not the money in the bank, the actual bank. Because Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Brock Lesnar are all going to be locked into one another a few weeks away at SummerSlam in Brooklyn, just a few miles away from where I'm sitting right now. And it should be pretty special. I'm looking forward to this Fatal 4-Way. All of these men in this matchup have chemistry. I love seeing Brock and Joe go at it. I would love to see Brock and Braun lock horns. Braun and Samoa Joe have not locked horns yet. Roman can hang with these guys. He's been in the ring with each and every one of them already. His chemistry with Strowman is great. His chemistry with Joe is great. Brock Lesnar and him have history. It should be a fantastic match. It really, really should. And I hope that it is. Because anything less will be unacceptable. With everything that they've been building all year long, these are your top 4 guys on the brand. And you are lucky that they all mesh as well as they do together. And if it's booked properly and given enough time as the main event of the show of SummerSlam, it should be something fucking spectacular. What else happened on Raw worth talking about? Nothing else I really remember. To be honest with you, the whole announcement of Jason Jordan almost erased everything that happened prior and took me out of the moment for everything to follow. I felt maybe like that should have been the last thing they went with, but because they were going to be with this Renee Young interview segment immediately following Raw, they couldn't be in the ring and then have to rush to the set. And I don't understand that. Like, you own the network, you can control what time it goes on. Who cares if it's 5 minutes late? Let the guys get from the front to the back. Have the interview in the ring with the crowd around you. That would have been kind of cool, especially if you were going to have Kurt Angle cut it off anyway. Because he doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to get to know his new son, Jason Jordan. His new son, his adopted son. Not adopted, illegitimate. He's not even adopted. It's supposedly his real deal baby boy. I just feel bad for Chad Gable in this situation. And why you would break up American Alpha. Why they continue to break up these tag teams right now. I'm just confused about it. A division that needs more is getting reduced drastically. Enzo and Cass, done. DIY, done. Now American Alpha, seemingly done. You'd have to say done. Raw has Jordan and SmackDown has Gable. What was the point of the brand split? What was the point of the shakeup? Everybody's just going wherever they want. Like, there's no rules. So what's the point of having these rules? If John Cena could be a free agent, there's rumors that Nikki Bella, upon her return, might be doing the same thing, free agent thing, so she could hop back and forth. And now you got guys just changing brands just out of nowhere. When was Jason Jordan announced as a free agent? That he could just go to SmackDown. Or he could just go to Raw. Kurt Angle has that kind of pull. He's just going to, he's my son, let him come to my show. It probably would have been much more believable if he's like, yeah, Jason Jordan's my son. He's going to stay over there on SmackDown. He's going to kick ass over there as part of the Angle family. I'm going to be over here doing my Raw GM, and whenever we meet, we meet. That would have been maybe better. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what to really think. We just talked for the last 23 minutes about pretty much nothing. Because that's what we got. We got a lot of nothing, and we got a lot more questions than we actually had answers tonight from the Kurt Angle secret being revealed. That's going to do it, you guys. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow night now. Hopefully, we're coming up on what is it, Battleground with the stupid rainbow poster. I don't understand that. But, we're nitpicking now. I'm a little bit annoyed with some of the things that happen, obviously, tonight on Raw, as we always are each and every Monday night. But that's going to do it here tonight. We're not going to ramble on any further. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, right here on Sledgehammer TV. Only available on YouTube.com. We do have the audio podcasts available to you guys still on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. Completely different shows than what you see here on YouTube. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up for me, punch it right in the mouth, Share this video with your friends and your family and anybody that you know that will enjoy professional wrestling and commentary such that I provide. And most importantly, if you have not joined the family just yet, hit that subscribe button right now. If you came through these last 25 minutes and you didn't hit that button, you need to do so right now. Why? Because the champ says so. You can't see him. Actually, you can see him. He's beautiful and he's chrome and he's the champ. And we are going out on that. We are out of here. I am Nick Nightmare. The champ blew the snowball microphone. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time right here on Sledgehammer TV. Have a good one.